If you're going to give a gift card as a gift, why not put it in a unique fabric gift card holder that you've made? I'm Jan Howell. Welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these gift card holders with a snap. It's a simple 10-minute project that you can use fabric scraps, and it's a great beginner sewing project. Let's jump right into it. Let's go over the materials and items that you'll need. You'll need fabric, of course, and you'll only need 2 5x7 pieces of fabric, some interfacing. This is a lightweight iron-on interfacing. You can make them with or without. I like to use it because it does give some structure to the envelope. I have a free pattern that you can download and print. I'll put the link in the description below. Easy to get. You'll need a few pins, a pair of fabric scissors, a sewing machine, and some kind of measuring device. You'll need an iron and an ironing board. And to put a snap in your gift card holder, I love to use these cam snaps. Now, I've used them in tutorials before. I have a specific tutorial showing you all the details about this, but you'll only need 2 sets of snaps. So you'll need snap pieces that look like this, and you'll need a male and a female piece. And of course your plier applicator and an awl to poke the holes in with. Let's go over the process. It's quite simple. I have cut out a lining and an outer piece. Now you can have these both be the same color or the same print if you want to, but it's kind of fun to switch it out and do 2 different prints or colors. I have cut out a piece of iron-on interfacing, and you want to cut that out about 1/4 inch smaller than the actual piece that you're ironing it onto. And you can use the guide on the pattern. When you iron on the interfacing, there's a bumpy side and a smooth side. You want to put the bumpy side onto the wrong side of the fabric. You want to follow the instructions on the iron-on interfacing, and I will put the link in the description below on the interfacing that I like. And if you want to add a tag like I like to do on my projects, you can have that tag handy. And I have a tutorial showing you how to make these tags. They're really easy to do. Place one of the pieces right side facing up, the other right side facing down. Line up the edges. If you are going to add that tag, you'll want to add that and place that in the lower section, and on the pattern it will guide you to where to put that. Of course you can put it anywhere you want, but I'm going to place it with the fold of the tag facing in. I pin that in place, or you can clip it. We're going to start over here and leave about a 2-inch, 1.5 to 2 inch opening to turn it right side facing out. And so we'll start sewing here. We're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we'll go up to this corner and around and come back here. I'm going to put a red pin so I don't forget and sew that opening closed, and I'll start about right here. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm using my regular foot, but I have adjusted my needle over to the right. If your sewing machine has that ability, you can do that, or you can just use your 1/4 inch presser foot. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning. Sew up to that corner point, about 1/4 inch from the edge, lift up my presser foot, put my presser foot back down, and continue to sew around. I'm going to sew up to that pin, but I'm going to take it out so I don't break my needle, and then back stitch. Now we're going to trim down the seam allowance just a little bit. I'm going to clip the corners and take off just a little bit of that edge in the corner. That will just reduce the bulk a bit. And then on this curve, I'm going to take some inward little clips, making sure I'm not cutting into the seam, just to help that lay flat when we open that up and press. Now we're going to turn it right side facing out You can use your little turning stick if you want. This has a blunt end to it. Poke those corners out. Smooth out that rounded edge. Now that opening that we left open, I'm going to tuck the seam allowance inside so it's flat and straight, and then give it a good press. So you can decide which side you want to be on the outside. I'm going to have this plaid, this cute orange plaid, be on the inside for the lining. I'm going to fold that bottom edge up 2 inches. Press the fold. Then I'm going to fold the top down so the whole envelope there measures 2 1/4 inches. And give it a little press just to crease that top edge. I'm going to open that up, flip that over, pin it in place, and starting at this bottom edge, sew up and around and down this edge. And I'm going to use a top stitch, which will be about 1/8 of an inch from the edge instead of 1/4 inch. And let's see where my needle's coming down. When you're top stitching, so you don't get those bunched up threads on the underneath side, a tip is to hold that top thread for the first couple stitches. And now we get to put on the cam snaps. I love working with these cam snaps. It may seem a little intimidating, but it's really easy and fun. You can get them in all these colors, and they come in handy for so many projects. So I'm going to fold that over where we did before. I'm going to make sure that that's, yep, my 2 1/4 inches. Find that center point, and that's about, yeah, about a 1/2 inch away from the edge there, and I'll poke a hole there. While I have that all in place, I'm going to lift that up a little bit and just mark it with a pencil where I want to put that other. I just like to put a little X there. That's where I want to make the hole for the other snap. Take one of the thumbtack pieces and insert it into that hole you just made there from the front side to the back. Take the mel piece, or it doesn't matter, one of these other pieces, and place it on top and just give it a little squeeze, and then grab your pliers, slide it under there so it's kind of, you can feel it kind of snap in place into that rubber thing that's there, and give it a squeeze. Now let's poke the hole where we marked. Poke it through and wiggle it around a little bit. Now take the thumbtack piece, place it from the back side to the front this time, and take the other piece, place it on top. Give a little squeeze, grab your pliers, squeeze. Now you're ready for your gift card. Fits in there perfectly. Ta-da! You know, it wasn't that easy. You can have these whipped up in no time at all. A unique, fun way to give a gift card. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Make sure you like and subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a note if you have a question or comment. Click on that bell in your notifications so that you can be notified when I put new projects and tutorials up. Get out your sewing machine, some scraps of fabric, a few snaps, and have fun sewing. We'll see you next time.